All right, guys, let's get this channel back on track and do what we normally do around here. Got a new set of tires here that I'm going to be reviewing, and these are the Cooper Discoverer ATP IIs. I don't know how long they've been out on the market, but they haven't been out on the market for very long. I did have an opportunity many years ago, gosh, probably 10 years ago, to run the original ATP. As you know, this is basically a Cooper AT3 that has been slightly tweaked so that they can call it a proprietary tire that's just sold at certain places. This one is only sold, as far as I know, at Discount Tire and America's Tire, which I guess are owned by the same company. But anyway, I got some nice wheels to go along with the tires because I got such a good deal on the tires. So I figured, why not? This would be a good opportunity to upgrade the wheels. So the wheels are the Vision Nemesis, and apparently, I didn't realize it, but they send you the little center cap medallion or whatever you want to call it that you can choose to put on there or not. Funny thing about it is the other three wheels and tires showed up with these already installed. So I guess now I pretty much don't have any choice but to go ahead and put this one on there. But anyway, I chose the Vision Nemesis because, first of all, I've had Vision branded wheels many times before and they work out really nice. And what I mean by that is the materials and construction, all the tolerances are good on these so that they will balance properly. A lot of the Chinese aftermarket wheels out there that I've had before, they're a little bit out of tolerance, and so it makes them really hard to balance. And the first thought that comes to your mind is it must be the tires to blame, but actually it ends up being the wheels. So I've never had any trouble with that on the Vision branded wheels. So that's one of the reasons I went back with these. The other reason is I like the color and the design. You know, that gunmetal color is going to look really great contrasted with the metallic, what do they call that color on this truck? Magnetic metallic gray, I think is what they call it. So anyway, the magnetic exterior color on this Tundra will look really good with these wheels. And then lastly, I like the way they did this ring, because this ring is made out of a high density poly material, and you can actually remove this. So if, you know, let's say you get up against a curb and you curb rash the wheel, or you're off on a trail or something, you get up against a tree root or a rock and you damage this outer part of the wheel, which is pretty common, right? Well, on this wheel, you could take this ring off and you can replace the ring. I've seen some guys take it off and paint it a different color as well. So you've got some options here with this removable ring, which I really like. So anyway, that's the wheels, the tires, Cooper Discoverer ATP II. And I'm gonna come in here and show you a close-up with this wheel in just a few minutes. I want to get some close-ups of this tread and go over the design in this. But the bottom line is it's an all-terrain pattern, and I went back to an all-terrain pattern because I think it will work a little better for fuel economy and maybe a little bit better for winter weather as well. I put my tread depth gauge on here, which will never focus for the camera, but it's showing about 30 seconds of tread. So the tread's not overly deep when new, but it's pretty comparable to a lot of all-terrain tires out there, you know, like your BF Goodrich and so on and so forth. So that's not a big deal. So as we take a look at the face of the tread here, you notice a couple of things. First of all, there's all kinds of siping across the tread blocks. Every face of tread block here fully siped. You've got the zigzag sipes in there. You can see these little features here along the edges. This is what Cooper calls snow claw technology, and allegedly those will grip the snow and hang on to some snow, because they always say that if you have some snow in your tire, that snow can grab snow, if that makes any sense. When the tire, some people feel like when the tire fills up with snow, under certain conditions, that can actually increase your traction because the snow has friction with the snow that's on the road. It's kind of confusing, but the bottom line is that this is supposed to hang on to snow and give you better traction. So you've got that, you've got a good siping in here. If you see the alternating scallops, as they call it here, very similar to the design that you would sort of see in like a mud terrain tire. you can see how the edge of the tread block here is farther in than the edge there. So as the tire is spinning, you can imagine that every other one is going to be able to reach out and grab if you're into, say, a rut or something like that. I kind of like the sidewall because it's more aggressive looking than the previous version. Everybody's really excited these days about aggressive looking sidewalls. So the tire itself should be quiet and smooth on the road, but it gives the appearance of a more aggressive tire. I do like that. I like the raised white letters. Of course, it's still got the blue protective layer of coating on there that I have to wash off, but I liked having the option for the raised white letters. Of course, the other side is just your standard black sidewall if you prefer that. I'm kind of old school, so I decided to run the white letters out this time. A couple other nice features about this tire. These particular ones were made in the 41st week of 2021, so that was just the end of this past year. So they are in fact a brand new tire. They are load range E, 10 ply, which I think will actually work good on this really heavy Toyota Tundra. Again, once I put these wheels and tires on here and a couple more supporting mods like suspension and maybe put the winch back on, this truck's gonna weigh over 6,000 pounds. So there's nothing wrong with running a 10 ply tire on a truck like this for sure. It's upside down, but if you look closely, you can see that it's made in the USA. It's another great thing about Cooper tires, made right here in America. We employ fellow Americans and support the local economy when we buy American-made products, right? So that's nice to see. Again, these are a 275/70 R18, and I measured them from the ground up, mounted on this wheel with no weight on them, obviously, because they're not on the truck yet. And they came out to exactly 33 inches tall. Now, when I put them on the truck, you're gonna lose a little bit of diameter, but they should end up somewhere between 32.5 and 32.75 in diameter on the truck, is what I'm figuring. So essentially it's a 33/1150 rather than a 33/1250. Now, if you look at this wheel, that's a 9-inch wide wheel. I could have very easily gone with a 33/1250, and it would have filled out this wheel a little better. It would have looked better, honestly. But the reason I went with this slightly narrower width is because I figure these will do better in the snow. And also I think they'll maintain a little bit more fuel economy because you've got slightly less friction going down the highway. And they still look decent. I mean, if you get over here, you can see the sidewall still does protrude out farther than the wheel, which is all I really care about. So it's not stretched onto the wheel by any means. That's an 18/9 wheel, and this 275/70 fits it pretty good. So anyway, that's what I'm gonna be running on the truck. I think they're gonna do great. Kind of excited about them. As far as balancing, 3 of them took just a little bit of weight. Let me see if I can spin this around and show you. It's gonna be noisy, hold your ears. There we go. You can see just a little bit of weight there. Each of those is what, 1/4 ounce? So you got 1, 2, 3.5 ounces of weight. And this one and 2 other ones had light amounts of weight like that. One of them had 9 ounces on it. I'm not sure what's up with that. Hopefully it won't give me any issues. I'll let you know if it does. But usually they do a pretty good job at balancing these things. That's the other great thing about getting a wheel and tire package from Discount Tire Direct, is that it comes mounted, balanced, ready to go, you know, which saves you over $100 right there. As soon as it's delivered, you're ready to literally throw it on the truck, bolt it down, you're ready to go. So time and money saved from having to go to the tire shop. Also, hold your ears. Gosh, that's noisy. I also got TPMS sensors put in, but what I have discovered is that on the Toyota trucks, they're not as sophisticated as the Rams and Jeeps. On a Ram or a Jeep, you can put a new TPMS sensor and you're ready to go. The truck will automatically recognize it and you don't have to do anything. On a Toyota, from what I've read, you have to actually program these. So I guess I'm gonna have to make an additional trip to the shop. I'm actually going to the tire shop next week to get the Bilstein 5100s put on and get another alignment check. So at that point in time, I'll ask them if they can program these sensors while I'm in there. But anyway, long-term review coming up on these. The Yokohama MTs that I was running, obviously, they went away with the Jeep. I was planning on doing more of a long-term review on those. Sorry about that. I am still doing a review on the Yokohama XATs. They've probably got about 20,000 miles on them. We've got those on my dad's 1-ton Duramax. He lives way down there. So I'll go down there and do a 20,000 mile review on those very soon. But these Coopers, I'm going to put them through their paces, get some miles on them, and let you know how they are. So stay tuned, guys. Thanks for watching.